Rev up your engines!
Well, Cox Automotive says they think U.S. auto sales are going to slow down in the second half of 2024. They've been going up for a while, but now they think they're going to slow down. Vehicle inventory levels are going up. They got more they haven't sold. They're increasing incentives, and that shows you they're having a problem selling them. They don't do that when they're having a problem selling them. And with the growing uncertainty towards the economy, interest rates, and the U.S. presidential election, not that many people are sure, yeah, I'm going to buy a new car. Yeah, no problem. Everything's booming. I got plenty of money, right? These guys at Cox Automotive are saying, we think it's going to slow down because there's too many obstacles in the front. And it kind of makes sense. You know, it kind of surprises me that they're selling as many as they are, considering the interest rates are high and the prices are super high of the brand new cars too. For the first time ever, the average price of a new car is like $46,000. That's average. That's not a luxury car. That's an average car. And interesting enough, the sales that are going on now are coming from commercial sales. And that's compared to the more profitable sales to you and me, to regular consumers. Commercial sales and fleets, they got to get deals. They're not buying the luxury ones paying for all the extras. They cut a deal to get the best deal that they can. Rent a car, right? They don't get the fanciest cars. They get bottom line ones. They want to pay the least possible for them, so they want to cut a better deal than an individual can. So the profitability of what they're selling now is less than they want, because they'd rather sell them to individual people than the companies, because the companies have a bottom line, and they're going to say, hey, we're kind of a deal you're going to give us, we're getting 100 of these or 10 or whatever, and they're going to cut a better deal than an individual is. And even Wall Street's been predicting vehicle pricing to have to start going down, and the profits are going to be more challenged for the car companies compared to the records of the years past because of all these reasons. Even Wall Street's saying, well, you can't keep charging more and more. As the interest rates keep going up, something's going to hit a brick wall, and it's not going to continue to just people keep buying them. During coronavirus, a lot of people didn't buy cars, so then when they came out of it, they started to buy cars. The manufacturers, they're always, hey, they're selling them, they raise the prices, charge as much as they can, the highest interest rates they can get away with. Eventually, as they say, the you-know-what is going to hit the fan, and people are going to stop buying them. This is too expensive. They're going to say, hey, many people are paying well over $1,000 a month car payment. I mean, people's salaries aren't increasing, but the cost of everything else is. So, yeah, there's going to be a brick wall, and it might be relatively soon when their sales are starting to go. Already, the sales of electric cars are going for many reasons. Some of these reasons, a lot of them, nobody likes the idea of getting stuck in an electric car. They cost too much. Nobody knows how to fix them. I've given reasons over and over for that. But for purely economic reasons, soon there should be a wall that they're not going to just keep selling a whole bunch of cars at these inflated prices with high interest rates because, hey, people are just going to stop because they won't have the money to buy them with. And then, of course, it becomes a real mess because then they start returning and they start repoing cars. And when there's a whole bunch of repos out there, then the market really starts to collapse. When nobody's buying and everybody's selling, the prices have to come down. Well, you know how I warned people about those Fords that had those 10-speed automatic transmissions? Well, Ford is now recalling more than 550,000 of them because the transmissions may just shift into first gear. You go find out how all of a sudden it goes into first gear, you're going to have all kinds of problems. Ford is recalling 552,188 of its F-150 vehicles because they may unexpectedly shift into first gear. Regardless of the vehicle speed, it'll shift into first. Not only are you going to lose control, but you might blow your engine too, right? They never made those 10-speed transmissions well in the beginning. The newer ones, they seem to be better. Of course, who knows what's going to happen over time, but imagine driving on the road, you're going 65, all of a sudden it shifts down into first gear. You get killed with that, right? And it could blow up your engine. And Ford is taking a page from Elon Musk's Tesla's book. They're saying, oh, it's just a software upgrade. I'm not a fan. When they first came out, I thought, hey, they seem interesting. I got good gas mileage. The one that I had, I was trying out for a week. But then you find out they didn't build them right. And obviously the software is wrong too. I can't wait to see, does the software actually fix it? Will they stop doing that? Pretty dangerous thing. Going down the road, all of a sudden it shifts into first gear because the computer's stupid. So you cannot trust this computer artificial intelligence. There's too many holes in it. A driver isn't going to go from 10th gear into first gear, right? But the computer decides, oh, gee, let's go into first gear now. Ford has so many problems, it would make your head spin if you had to fix them all at once. And in this case, Hey, more than 500,000 of these things are out there. So watch out if you're driving down the road behind an F-150. You may inadvertently shift into first gear and pretty much slow down right in front of you. Well, Edmunds, they check out cars, do all kinds of things, right? They came out with some electric vehicles that they tested out, and they said they'd never get again. They owned 9 of them, and here's the ones they said were the worst. They said numero uno was the Lucid Air. They had a 2022 Air GT. It retailed for $140,000, and they said they'd never buy another one of those. Edmunds said, for such an expensive car, there are too many rattles. Quality just wasn't there. That's the thing. These companies build something from the scratch that's never been built before, right? Luxury car manufacturers have been building cars, a lot of them, for over 100 years. So they got a lot of experience in building high-quality cars. These electric clowns, they can come out, put all this technology in it. But as for, are they good, solid cars that really ride nice and don't rattle? No, they aren't. And of course, in terms of Lucid Air, where are you going to get one of those things fixed if it ever breaks? Good luck on that one. Now, another electric vehicle that they said they'd never get in, is the Chevy Blazer EV. They said that they had reliability issues the whole time they had it, including day one when they got it. Edmunds said that the Chevy Blazer EV was only drivable for 1.5 months out of the 4 months they owned it. So 1.5 months they could drive it, and the rest it was trying to be fixed somewhere. Well, I'll tell you don't want to buy one of those, right? And the last one was the Fisker Ocean. Well, they've gone into extreme bankruptcy. Nobody seems to want the company now, so you won't be able to buy one of these because they won't make them anymore. They said since day one, like a Christmas tree, the instrument panel kept lighting up. The key fob wouldn't work and even start the car. There's 3 electric cars that Edmund tested out and said there's no way we would get any of those 3. As far as I'm concerned, there's no way I'd buy any of them, really. The electric car experience is not ready for prime time, and these guys found these are the 3 worst ones. They said that they'd never even think about getting it. Check it out. Tesla's now in talks to use Michelin's Airless tires. They cost a lot of money, so I could see Tesla doing it, right? They want everything to be expensive. But I hope they do, because I couldn't wait till those things start shearing apart, pieces flying off, people getting in wrecks because the stupid tires don't work right. You got a new technology, and you put it on these insanely high-powered machines. Just the other day, I finally got my hands on a Tesla Cybertruck. Chicago Charity was having a raffle, and they brought it over. And then you could pay $100 for the tickets, and you could have a chance to win it, right? I joke, hey, would you pay $100,000 for this car? No, but pay $100 and maybe win it? Sure, why not? You know, new technology. You put it on something like that with insane torque. That thing was like a roller coaster going around. And on top of it all, that Cybertruck weighed 6,600 pounds. All that stress on the tires taking off, slamming on the brakes. I hope they put these airless ones on and give them a good test to see, right? I wouldn't get near it if I saw one driving. I'd get out of the way. Who knows if the tires are going to explode, pieces of chunks flying off. You got a new technology like that, put them on all that power. Now, Michelin has previously tested these airless tires, but they tested on a Chevy Bolt EV. Now, that thing doesn't have much power, right? Go from that to something that's got 10 times the power. I'd love to see that test going on without those tires flying all over the place. And of course, let's face the facts. These things are going to be super expensive tires. If you think it's money to buy an electric car tire now that are more expensive, they can cost more than twice as much as regular tires. But if they go to these airless tires, whoa, that would be big time money. But hey, they say they're in talks, but then again, we all know Elon. He's always talking blah, blah, blah. Whatever actually comes out is usually the opposite of what he's saying. But if they did, it could be another one of his giant mistakes. Test them on these Teslas for a couple of years before you start putting them as factory tires on the things. Maybe they should be forced to do things like that instead of just letting them, oh, we'll build these vehicles. Oh, they don't work well. Oh, gee. I wonder what went wrong. Maybe do a little bit more testing with the tires. Don't just test them on a Chevy Bolt. Test them on a big old Cybertruck that's got 10 times the power and then see what happens. Well, millions of Americans are now being told to avoid the gas stations during the day because of ozone pollution. When you fill up your gas, a little bit of the gas comes out, right? But the main thing is, it's getting really hot. And they're talking mainly for your own health. They're saying you got to fill your car with gas. Wait till night when the sun goes down. Residents in parts of California and Alabama got issued this advice to minimize ozone air pollution levels. So it's about minimize the level where you are. They're telling people delay your gas trip until night. The sun helps create the ozone, heats it up. At night, there's no sun, so. Now the alert for Los Angeles County is in active until 7 p.m., and the one for Southern California is active through 9 a.m. They really don't want you pumping gas. And in Alabama, they're saying stay away from refueling your cars until after 6. And in Alabama, they have an orange alert, which means the ground level ozone concentrations are expected to reach unhealthy levels for sensitive people. So it's both to save from creating more ozone and to save the people from the ozone that is already there. Ground level ozone forms when pollutants from vehicles, facilities, cars react to the sunlight. So if the sun hasn't been up yet, it hasn't been created yet. And at night, of course, it doesn't create any. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.